Klay Thompson is out for the year again with an ACL injury.
Some unfortunate breaking news
by the way,
obviously
Achilles injury
this year.
So he missed all
the
last year.
Torn Achilles
possible
news
for this year.
Klay Thompson has
Feels
suffered
like the
a
dynasty
full tear
is
of his right Achilles.
dynamic.
Missed the entire season.
Is the Klay Thompson injury the end of the Warriors dynasty? The answer is yes, it is. It's the end of the dynasty.
Today's video is sponsored by DraftKings. DraftKings is the leader in daily fantasy sports, and they are celebrating this year by giving all users a shot at a share of $25 million in prizes when entering any paid Thanksgiving football DraftKings contest. Just download the DraftKings app and enter any one of their Thanksgiving football daily fantasy contests, and that's it. You are now eligible for a shot at up to $25 million in prizes. And these daily fantasy contests are super fun, and when you do it right, rewarding. Draft a 9-man roster, each player having an assigned salary, and be sure not to exceed the $50,000 salary cap. Rack up fantasy points for touchdowns, yards, field goals, and so much more. Play GM for a day. Team sucks? Need a new one? No worries, because unlike real sports where you can be stuck with a player for years, in DraftKings Daily Fantasy, every day is a new opportunity. Be sure to use the link in the description below and sign up for DraftKings today using code JxmyHighroller and give yourself a shot at $25 million in prizes this Thanksgiving. After spending 17 months recovering from a nasty ACL injury, Klay Thompson was just weeks away from making his return to the NBA. And then basketball fans around the globe got the shocking news that Klay is once again out for the entire season with another devastating injury. This time, a torn Achilles. Whether you are a diehard Warriors fan or you hate them for running through your favorite team for the last 5 seasons, this news is just sad. You can't help but to feel terrible for Klay and the Warriors organization that was in the process of reloading in hopes for another historic season. But Klay's injury is just one among a long list of disastrous injuries that the Warriors have had to face over the last half-decade. As successful as the Warriors have been, the organization has had some incredibly tough luck. A bit of a curse. The curse of Golden State. Season-ending injuries, misfortune, and missed opportunities that happen a little too often. And it all started on February 28th, 2017.
Quartet sling Pachulia into him. Oh, that knee snaps back there. Boy, he's had a couple of tough injuries. That one, of course, the wrist injury.
Before we all realized that the Golden State Warriors had assembled the Avengers of basketball, there was doubt among some NBA fans as to if this new system would work. That doubt was put to rest pretty quickly. But not before an ugly injury that sidelined Kevin Durant for 38 days. Luckily for the Warriors, KD bounced back just days before the playoffs and was the X factor for one of the most dominant playoff performances by a team in league history. The next occurrence of the curse wouldn't happen until the next season on March 8th, 2018.
They don't make it 2-on-1 payoff.
Oh, the block and a foul as Curry comes up limping. Curry hobbling down the tunnel. Steph Curry worried about the way he landed, and he drew the foul.
After coming down awkwardly in a game against the Spurs, Stephen Curry would leave the game and not return back to action for 54 days. This Warriors team was remembered as an incredibly fortunate and dominant team. But at the time, this particular injury had fans speculating if the Warriors could retain their championship status. The Warriors weren't sure when exactly Curry would be making his return, and after missing the first round of the playoffs, the pressure was on him to make a comeback. On May 1st, Steph Curry did just that. And, well, we know how the rest goes. But once again, the fate of the Warriors rested on the recovery of a key player. But this would not be their last encounter with destiny.
It's Durant with Shumpert defending, and Kevin Durant laces one through.
And he's hurt.
He is holding on to his right Achilles.
As soon as he made that shot, he started limping.
Look at this.
He looked back at it. He thought someone hit him in the Achilles.
And you know what that means. Look, right there.
That's right. You're exactly right.
Once again, the seemingly infallible Warriors were standing face to face with fate. Just 3 weeks away from their inevitable matchup with the Toronto Raptors in the finals, and their historically great closer was sidelined indefinitely. Only this time, not even the great Warriors could overcome their misfortune. After falling to a 3-1 deficit in the finals, the Warriors were running on fumes and had just one option left. Unfortunately, the curse of Golden State was in full effect, and the Warriors' time at the top was quickly falling apart.
Ibaka trying to stay with Durant, knocks it away, and Durant's limping. Durant goes down holding his leg. Ibaka goes up and is fouled down the other end. And Durant grabbing that right leg. And his teammates going over to check on him.
With Kevin Durant leaving the game with a gruesome injury that would cost him an entire season, the Warriors somehow pulled off a close victory, forcing a Game 6. A huge victory for the Warriors. But as they would soon discover, this win would inevitably come at the ultimate price.
Falls down, lost the ball. Thompson running the floor, and a foul. And Thompson grabs his left knee, now writhing in pain. Steph Curry slamming the ball on the court, so upset. Green went up to block it. Some of the players saying something. Danny Green saying, I'm just trying to block the play. And everybody for the Warriors in the franchise and here in the stands holding their breath.
After witnessing his fellow teammate go down just 3 days prior, Klay Thompson suffered an ACL tear that would sideline him for an entire season. At least that's what we thought. We'll get to that here shortly. Fast forward to the start of the 2019-2020 NBA season, and the Warriors are now a shell of their former selves. But with Stephen Curry leading the team alongside Draymond Green, they still had a good chance of being a respectable team for the time being. Just one potentially relatively mediocre season, and they should be back to the indestructible squad we love to hate. Their hopes weren't completely lost.
I love what Pascal did then. He closed out on the shooting hand side.
Steph Curry with a lot of contact. He's holding that left wrist.
It's devastating. It's devastating. The season's over. Let's just call it what it is. The season's over.
Okay, now all the hope is lost. The Warriors went from arguably the greatest team ever assembled to by far the worst team in the entire league. Easily the fastest and ugliest fall from glory in the history of the NBA. The Golden State curse had run its course, and it was a painful thing to watch. But the one silver lining about being at the bottom is that there's nowhere to go but up, right?
And breaking news into SportsCenter, we have been waiting for the results of the MRI for Klay Thompson. Adrian Wojnarowski with us. What can you tell us, Woj?
Matt, worst possible news for the Warriors. Klay Thompson has suffered a full tear of his right Achilles. He will miss the entire season.
Okay, come on. This is just messed up. Aside from Warriors fans, and when I say Warriors fans, I mean people that started watching the NBA in 2015, we all wanted to see the Warriors fail. They were annoyingly good. Too good. And for this, we all briefly cheered for whoever was playing the Warriors on any given night. But this is just monumentally unfair. As much agony as this impeccable team has caused us, they earned their merit. They were a cohesive, unstoppable, must-watch unit that proved their greatness. They've already made their rounds in the ringer, took their punches, and got back up. But apparently, the curse of Golden State doesn't care about any of that. From 2017 through 2020, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Stephen Curry missed a combined 338 of 855 games, which means this trio has missed over 35% of all of their games over the last 3 seasons. Compare that to other All-NBA players throughout the same time span, and the curse of Golden State becomes clear as day. And this doesn't even factor in Klay's recent injury, which has set him up to miss the entire 2021 season. When your big three are all missing more time due to injury than Joel Embiid, you know it's bad. And when you look at the Warriors' epic run from this perspective, it really makes you think, How did a team that crossed paths with misfortune so many times ascend to such levels of greatness? Well, as amazing as this team was, maybe they were even greater than we think. Through all of the chaos, the Warriors still managed to win 3 titles in just 5 seasons. If terrible luck doesn't fall upon them and they win just 3 more games, they are sitting on 5 straight titles. So in other words, these guys were so overwhelming that because of bad luck, they only achieved 3 rings. But when your season runs all the way through the finals every single year, how long can players truly stay healthy before their body succumbs to the extra mileage? Well, for some perspective, over the last 5 seasons, Devin Booker has played in 342 games. In a similar 5-year time frame, Klay Thompson played in 490 games. That's nearly 2 extra seasons worth of games in just 5 years. Making deep playoff runs every season comes at a cost, which is why so few teams are able to repeat a championship and hardly ever has a team three-peated. In 1991, Isaiah Thomas missed 34 games due to injury, which severely hurt their chances at a three-peat. Dwayne Wade missed 28 games in 2014 after winning back-to-back championships. Due to an injury, Kevin Garnett missed 39 games and the entire playoffs in 2009, crushing the Celtics' chances of repeating a championship run. Teams have a small window to really capitalize on their team's momentum. Sometimes these windows are just a couple of seasons, and if you're running a dynasty, it could be 6 to 7 years long. Golden State started their incredible climb to the top in 2013, 7 years ago. This season was potentially the back end of their amazing run, but now with Klay out for at least another season, we may have just witnessed the end of the Warriors as we know them. The curse of Golden State has completely decimated the most dominant team of the last decade. But if it's any consolation, we have seen the Warriors come back from tough breaks. Of course, not nearly to this extent, but if there's any squad that could prove to transcend expectations, it's this one. I wish Klay a speedy recovery. For the sake of these guys, I'm praying the curse will end with this injury, and for the love of basketball, let's all hope we haven't seen the last of the Splash Bros. Hope you all enjoyed, and as always, until next time.